And welcome back to the show. Teens for Food Justice is not for profit, galvanizing a youth led food justice movement working to ensure that all New Yorkers have access to fresh, healthy food and to end the cycle of health complications dramatically and unequally impact low income New Yorkers of color. Well, joining us to share a little bit more about the work that they do is Team for Food Justice's CEO and founder, Katherine Soll, and then also program participant Syleena Williams. And welcome both to Open.
Thank you
Hi.
very much.
Hi. And so, Catherine, I'll let you start off because when we talk about Teens for Food Justice, an important organization, but young people who are really attacking a problem that we have right here in our city.
Yes, yes. And it's really important that young people become the leaders and the voice for change around these intransigent social justice issues that have been plaguing our communities for such a long period of time. I'm a lifelong New Yorker. I've seen the city become what I consider to be more and more inequitable in terms of wealth distribution and distribution of resources, and really fundamentally believe that that has to change. And I think when kids really become knowledgeable and empowered um, to address and speak to these problems, they have the ability to become the adults who change our system. And we're really excited every day when we see the enthusiasm that kids have for becoming the voice to these issues and the passion that students like Syleena have for food justice, which just sits at the intersection of so many inequities across our city, across our nation, and across the world.
Right. So, Syleena, as a teenager, being engaged in an organization that's really dealing with really boots on the ground, of dealing with food insecurity and really trying to get people fed. Talk to me about what you've learned about food insecurity.
Well, me, I learned like there's different like topics like almost every week. So we learn like different types of way how people suffer when it comes to food and how to get it because there's many ways to get it, but a lot of people don't have the information. So we want to spread the information on how to get it and how to help and spread it across the community, even the city.
Right. Has it surprised you to find out how many people really have a lack of access to food and are really not eating well?
Yes, but no, because there's a lot of places you could get food from school, the church, food banks, stuff like that. But many people are not willing to go. So there's this new thing. It's like a refrigerator on the street, and a lot of people put food in it. So if you're not feeling open to going to like a church or something, you could just go on the street, open the door, and grab some food.
Yeah. Kathy, about food justice, obviously, these young people are very engaged, very connected, and wanting to make a difference. There is this educational component where they become more knowledgeable about that. Talk to me about the students that you work with and what it's like for you. Really, for some of them, they already have the light on, but also in many ways for you, you're helping to turn the light on for some of them.
Correct. And I think that, what Syleena just spoke to is a critical component of what we address, which is, it really shouldn't be that people need to go to food pantries, that people need to go to a refrigerator on the corner. Good quality food should be available affordably to everyone, and people should be earning enough money to be able to feed their families and not having to make the choice between paying their rent, purchasing clothes for their kids, healthcare, or food. And our goal is to fundamentally change our food system, which is really broken, so that this need for chronic food assistance, which is what we're calling emergency food assistance, goes away. And what we do in our schools is we teach students how to grow food themselves. We build very high capacity hydroponic farms in schools that grow thousands of pounds of produce a year. And our students are trained in this technology as connected to their STEM classes. We know that alternative methods for growing foods, including indoors, is going to be the wave of the future. It is projected to be a $3 trillion industry within the next 10 years. And as a result, our belief is that our students, particularly students who live in communities that have been disenfranchised from good quality, healthy food, should be the leaders not only participants in this workforce, but the leaders in this workforce, and benefiting from that. And at the same time, fundamentally changing the foodscape that's around us all. So we work to engage our students in the process of growing, but also understanding health and nutrition, the importance of a plant-based diet, the importance of not eating a lot of processed prepackaged food, and also, understanding the systems that have gotten us to the place where that is the preponderance of food that's available in many communities, and how to advocate to change those systems.
And so you talked a little bit about hydroponic farming, and I want to bring Syleena in to share a little bit more about your experience with hydroponic farming and what's it mean to you?
Well, this is like a first time thing, growing my own plant. Like I have it right here. I don't
Mhm.
know if you can see it.
I can.
It's basil, and we made this on March 21st. And it took about almost a month for it to grow this much. And it's been fun because I got to learn the cons and pros about growing your own, plants and stuff, because it could help in the future if I ever need it. And there's another one. I have to add more seeds, but like I said, you learn from your mistakes, so I could always try again.
Well, I'll put it like this: you're doing better than me. How about that? And so, Kathy, it's a learning experience, as we said, and Selena's very transparent. Listen, I may not have it all together, but I'll get it right. And what's it like, for you as as an organizer, to be able to do this for young people, where you're really giving them this experience and exposure?
Right. So, I mean, in the schools, which we're so excited that, we're going to be able to be fully back in and, growing food at, capacity in our hydroponic farms next year with students like Syleena, to be able to give them that experience is, phenomenal. And kids walk into the farm and they just light up. They just light up to imagine that you could grow food indoors. And for some of the kids, some of the things that we're growing are foods they've never seen before. Quite frankly, I wasn't tremendously familiar with some of the produce that we grow in our farms before I saw it growing. But for this year, during COVID, while our schools were closed, I think that giving students the opportunity to grow hydroponically at home, to have the experience of growing their own food at home in an alternative way that doesn't require soil in an urban environment, and where they have the capability to produce something for themselves, I think is very powerful, particularly at a time when we know that, food has been hard to come by. People have really struggled. Food insecurity has spiked. It's gone up more than 35% in New York alone. So to have the ability to grow some of your own food and to do that in sustainable and unique ways, I think has been a really powerful hands-on experience for kids. And I think that, in a time when education has been remote, to be able to plug in and do something in that kind of hands-on way has been really beneficial to their overall learning experience during what has been a very challenging time.
Well, Kathy, Syleena, I want to thank you so much for being with us, Teens for Food Justice. And you guys are doing a great work in dealing with food insecurity. And Syleena, listen, if you can teach me anything, I'm open.
No problem.
All righty. Thank you guys for being with us. All right, well, I'll let you know now, if you want more information, please do me a favor. Visit their website, and their website is teensforfoodjustice.org, and then follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Teens for Food Justice. We encourage you, don't go anywhere. We do have more open coming up. We'll be back right after this.